On 5 October 2016, a police dog in Stevenage, Hertfordshire, was stabbed in the chest with a large knife while holding an armed suspect on the ground. He did not release his grip. That decision saved a human life and changed the law of an entire country.
The next thrust of the knife was for me. Finn, having figured out what happened, put himself in the way of that, whilst still struggling with the young lad, and really took the fight out of him, which meant that I only sustained a minor hand injury and Finn had the top of his head slashed open. For him to show that level of bravery and such a selfless act to try and save me, it really does, touch your heart. He's so important to me and my wife and children. He's, without him, I wouldn't have gone home that night. There's no doubt in my mind that he saved my life.
That moment did not come out of nowhere. For years before that night, Finn worked the streets of Hertfordshire as part of the Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire, and Hertfordshire Police Dog Unit. He went ahead of officers into uncertainty, tracked fleeing suspects through residential streets, and restrained violent offenders when words failed. Many of those incidents never made the news because they ended the way they were meant to, with officers alive and the public safe. Those moments accumulated quietly, one deployment at a time, until they led to Stevenage. Finn was a German Shepherd police dog, partnered with police constable Dave Wardell. Their bond was forged through repeated exposure to danger, the kind that doesn't announce itself, the kind that turns ordinary streets into crime scenes in seconds. Armed searches, foot chases, high-risk arrests. Finn had stood out not because of a single dramatic act, but because of consistency. He did what was required, every time. By 2016, Finn had already intervened in numerous volatile situations where hesitation could have cost lives. He had held suspects at bay, protected officers during arrests, and prevented violence from escalating in crowded residential areas. Time after time, he placed himself between danger and the people he served. Then came Wednesday, 5 October 2016. That evening, PC Dave Wardell and Finn were deployed to Stevenage, Hertfordshire, responding to a report involving a male suspect believed to be armed. The intelligence was clear. The risk was real. The priority was public safety. They located the suspect. He ran. Wardell issued a shouted warning as the pursuit moved through a residential area. The suspect ignored it and attempted to escape over a fence. At that moment, Wardell released Finn. Finn closed the distance immediately. He seized the youth's leg as the suspect tried to climb, bringing both of them to the ground. What followed was not resistance, it was a deliberate, violent attack. The suspect produced a large knife and stabbed Finn directly in the chest. Then came a second strike, slashing Finn's head. In the same struggle, PC Wardell's hand was cut as he fought to regain control. The injuries were severe. The chest wound was life-threatening. Blood loss was significant, but Finn did not release his grip. Despite the pain, despite shock and injury, despite instincts demanding retreat, Finn maintained his hold on the suspect. That refusal to let go allowed PC Wardell to disarm the attacker and prevent further harm. When other officers arrived, the threat was finally contained. Finn collapsed. He was rushed first to a veterinary surgeon, then transferred to a specialist veterinary hospital where emergency surgery was performed. Surgeons were forced to remove part of Finn's lung to save his life. Survival was uncertain. Against expectation, Finn lived. PC Wardell later received medical treatment for his hand injury. It was superficial, with no lasting damage. Finn's recovery, however, was extraordinary. Just 11 weeks later, he returned to active duty, a rare outcome for injuries of that severity. But the aftermath revealed something that shocked the public. In May 2017, at Stevenage Youth Court, the attacker, a 16-year-old boy from Lewisham, South London, was convicted of assault occasioning actual bodily harm for attacking PC Wardell. For stabbing Finn, however, the charge was criminal damage, legally equating Finn's near-fatal injuries to damaged property. The sentence was 8 months detention and a young offender institution. The ruling exposed a legal gap. Service animals who saved lives were not legally protected as living beings in the line of duty. Public response was immediate. An online petition calling for Finn's Law gathered more than 127,000 signatures on the UK Parliament website. The Sentencing Council recommended that attacks on service animals be treated as aggravated offences. With the support of MPs, including Sir Oliver Heald, legislation moved forward. On April 8, 2019, the Animal Welfare Service Animals Act 2019 received royal assent. By June 2019, Finn's Law came into force in England and Wales, preventing attackers from claiming self-defense and formally recognizing the role of service animals in protecting human life. Similar measures were later pursued in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Finn had done more than survive. He had changed the law. Recognition followed, not as spectacle, but as acknowledgement. In October 2017, Finn received the International Fund for Animal Welfare Animal of the Year Award at the House of Lords. In May 2018, he was awarded the PDSA Gold Medal, the animal equivalent of the George Cross, for life-saving devotion to duty despite being grievously injured while preventing a violent criminal from evading arrest. In March 2019, he received the Kennel Club's Friends for Life Award at Crufts in Birmingham, Aberham. After retiring in March 2017, Finn continued to serve in a different way. In May 2020, he became the first ambassador for the Thin Blue Paw Foundation, supporting retired police dogs across the UK who had given their working lives to public safety. Finn passed peacefully in his sleep on June 27, 2023, at age 14. The Thin Blue Paw Foundation said he left behind a huge legacy. And he did, because Finn's story is not just about a stabbing in Stevenage. It is about years of quiet bravery, about an animal who stepped forward when danger appeared, about a life spent protecting others without understanding praise, law, or reward. This series exists to honor animals like Finn, animals who save lives, not as tools, not as property, but as protectors. Gone but never forgotten. Remembered in law, in memory, and in every life saved because he refused to let go.